People are not just curious anymore, they are genuinely alarmed. There is a rising sense of unease surrounding Chrisean Rock's baby boy, and that concern is starting to keep folks up at night. What started as a series of public scandals and online chaos, live-streamed arguments, courtroom appearances, custody rumors, and Blueface's non-stop antics has now morphed into something far more serious. The focus has shifted. It is no longer about the parents' drama or trending gossip. It is about a child caught in the crossfire, a baby who did not choose any of this. And now, recent footage of Chrisean Jr. is sparking fierce debate online. Viewers have started to ask hard questions. Why has he not started walking? Why is there no sign of him talking? Who is overseeing his medical needs? These are not just internet whispers anymore. The concern has grown loud enough that even people outside the fanbase are beginning to speak up. Something feels off and people are no longer willing to sit back and scroll past it. The internet's concern has taken a sharp, heartbreaking turn from drama-fueled curiosity to urgent cries for help. What started as viral mésalliances between Chrisean Rock and Blueface has now spiraled into something far more serious: the well-being of an innocent child. Baby Chrisean Jr. Disturbing developments have emerged, and the digital world is no longer watching for entertainment, they're watching out of genuine fear. In recent days, medical professionals, celebrities, and even child development experts have begun publicly calling for intervention. The tipping point: a leaked voice memo that surfaced online, allegedly captured during or after a private pediatric appointment. In it, a woman presumed to be Chrisean can be heard saying, "I know that lady reported me. She could have just helped me." It's an emotionally charged moment, but it's what came next that truly rattled listeners. The recording hints at developmental delays, potential neglect, and the possibility of Child Protective Services stepping in. This is no longer about online drama or celebrity gossip. This is about whether a child is receiving the care, attention, and developmental support he needs to survive, let alone thrive. And to fully understand the fear sweeping across social media right now, we have to rewind to the moment this all began. From the moment Chrisean Jr. was born, the atmosphere was anything but nurturing. His arrival was met not with peace or preparation, but with live-streamed chaos. Internet shouting matches, courtroom disputes, and social media wars. People didn't look on with joy, they watched with worry. Chrisean, already under immense scrutiny, was navigating pregnancy amid explosive fights with Blueface, legal disputes, and constant questioning of her fitness to be a mother. Still, there was a glimmer of hope. When she first showed Jr. to the world wrapped in cozy outfits, sleeping sweetly, cradled in her arms, people thought maybe, just maybe, motherhood would change things. For a brief moment, it looked like it might. Chrisean posted tender moments, shared prayers over her son, and spoke about wanting to grow and change for his sake. But then things began to shift. Not in the usual messy internet way, but in ways that sent red flags waving. Why hasn't Jr. been seen in a pediatrician's office? Why does he often appear drowsy or disengaged in videos? Why is he present at loud events, boxing matches, or club spaces clearly not suited for a baby? And why, in so many live streams, is he unsupervised or in uncomfortable positions? One moment that particularly shook viewers showed Jr. lying face down on a hard surface while Chrisean ranted about Blueface for over 10 minutes. No support, no soothing, no interaction. Another video captured her lighting a blunt near him, and then came the now infamous birthday clip, Chrisean partying while Jr. sat silently in his high chair, unmoving, expressionless, disconnected. The mood online shifted rapidly. This wasn't just reckless parenting, it looked like neglect. And suddenly, healthcare professionals began to weigh in. A pediatric nurse went viral for saying, "This child needs neurological evaluation immediately." A speech therapist noted his lack of vocalizations, movement, or reactions. At this age, he should be clapping, babbling, smiling. I don't see any of that. Then came the most chilling revelation yet. A leaked audio file, allegedly from a CPS worker, following up on a medical report. Phrases like possible signs of early trauma, concerning muscular responses, and delayed reflexes were mentioned. It wasn't just speculation anymore. It was serious, and now, people are terrified for Chrisean Jr.'s safety, his development, his future. Because when the milestones aren't being met, and the signs of trauma start stacking up, it's no longer a question of judgment, it's a question of survival. What began as quiet concern is now reaching a breaking point, and calls for urgent action are echoing louder than ever. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, The combination of chilling voice memos, visible behavioral red flags, and disturbing video footage paints a picture far too vivid to ignore. Pediatric experts and professionals alike are urging authorities to escalate the situation to an intervention review board. This is no longer speculation or social media drama, this is a matter of child safety, development, and survival. What's most alarming is the sense that the one person who should be protecting Chrisean Jr., his mother, may be too entangled in her own chaos to see that he's slipping through the cracks. And just when the world expected Chrisean Rock to step back and seek help, she did the opposite. Under mounting pressure, and with the internet ablaze with concern, she took to Instagram Live in a raw, unfiltered stream that only intensified public fear. In the video, Chrisean vented her frustrations, voice trembling with anger, her emotions clearly spiraling. Meanwhile, Junior sat quietly in the background, disengaged, unmoving, completely unbothered by the commotion. The moment that sent viewers into collective heartbreak came when Chrisean turned the camera on him and shouted, "Say hi to the haters, baby." But Junior didn't respond. He didn't blink. His blank stare was more telling than any words she could say. Then came the moment that pulled the mask off completely. Chrisean, seemingly trying to prove a point, waved what appeared to be medical documents in front of the camera, claiming doctors were unfairly trying to label her son. "They just hate, always trying to put something on black boys. Not my son." But one viewer managed to grab a screenshot of the document and the truth was plain to see. It was a pediatric evaluation form, and parts of it were legible. That single frame set Reddit and TikTok on fire. "She's rejecting medical advice," one user posted. "This isn't just denial, it's neglect." Pediatric specialists began analyzing the video, confirming what many suspected. Chrisean Jr. was likely experiencing developmental delays that demanded urgent professional attention, and yet, the situation worsened. A voice note began circulating, allegedly from a relative of Blueface who had recently visited the child. The woman, audibly shaken, described how Chrisean spoke to her baby not with tenderness, but frustration and shouting. "He just stares. No smiles, no play, nothing. It's like he's already shut down." Days later, Chrisean posted a video from a music video shoot Junior strapped to her chest in a loose carrier as loud music, flashing lights, and smoke machines filled the space. A pediatrician on TikTok reposted the video with a warning. "This child is likely overstimulated, confused, and possibly experiencing trauma. This is not a safe environment." Despite the mounting concerns, Chrisean continued brushing off the backlash with a dismissive laugh, saying, "They not taking my baby," during a live stream, but her words did not match the weight behind her eyes, tired, anxious, and stretched thin. Her attempt to present confidence fell apart when she revealed plans for Junior's upcoming birthday, a nightclub-themed party, complete with VIP sections, booming music, and an invite list filled with industry insiders. Too many. This was not just inappropriate, it was alarming. How could a celebration so tailored to adult nightlife be suitable for a child who reportedly still cannot walk, talk, or even clap? The internet responded with outrage. Comment sections flooded with critiques like, "This is not parenting, this is negligence, and we are no longer watching a drama, we are witnessing a potential tragedy unfold." Even celebrities began speaking out, calling for action before things spiral further. What began as tabloid drama between two controversial public figures has shifted into something far more disturbing, a cautionary tale about what happens when unresolved trauma, unchecked fame, and deep denial intersect with a vulnerable child left in the chaos. At the heart of the issue is not just the lavish party or the lifestyle on display, but the growing fear that Chrisean may be losing sight of what her son actually needs. Instead of focusing on therapies, evaluations, or early intervention, the spotlight has remained firmly on optics and social media theatrics. Many are asking, where are the people close to her? Why is no one stepping in to redirect this dangerous path? Junior's well-being is no longer a topic of gossip, it is an urgent concern. And as each headline grows more alarming than the last, the world watches, holding its breath, wondering if help will come before it is too late. A prominent R&B singer recently took to social media, stating, "I usually stay quiet on parenting matters, but that child clearly needs more than what he's getting." A reality TV personality echoed the sentiment, saying, "This is painful to witness. I hope someone steps in soon." Meanwhile, Chrisean maintains that her son is doing just fine, but to many viewers, the reality feels far more alarming. The toddler appears emotionally withdrawn, and the growing public concern suggests something deeper is being ignored. As the pressure mounts, Chrisean seems to be unraveling under the weight of it all. What is even more troubling is a new report from a close insider claiming the child was scheduled for a neurological evaluation weeks ago, but Chrisean never showed up. There was no effort to cancel or reschedule, just silence. That missed appointment has now become a symbol of a larger issue. People are no longer asking if something is wrong, they are asking how much longer it can go unchecked. This situation, once just a spark of concern, has escalated into a flashing red warning. The signs are no longer subtle, they are loud, urgent, and impossible to ignore. And with each passing day, the fear grows that inaction could lead to irreversible consequences. Just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get more unsettling, a newly leaked video turned the entire conversation on its head, stripping away speculation and replacing it with disturbing visual reality. Unlike previous clips where Chrisean Rock was front and center, performing for the camera or brushing off concerns with bravado, this footage was different. It wasn't a live stream or a social post, it was a surveillance video, quiet and raw, reportedly captured by a home security camera inside a family friend's apartment. There was no music, no curated captions, just an unfiltered moment of everyday life. In the video, Chrisean paces in the background, visibly agitated and arguing loudly on the phone. Her voice rises in frustration, growing more erratic as she slams a drawer and yells something about child support and Blueface's lack of involvement. Meanwhile, her son, Junior, sits silently on the floor in the foreground. He's not crawling, playing, or reacting, he's just sitting, staring blankly ahead. The most haunting part comes when Chrisean abruptly leaves the room for nearly 4 minutes. During that entire stretch of time, Junior doesn't move an inch. No sounds, no shifts, no signs of curiosity or awareness. The clip ends with a distant scream from another room, followed by a loud thud and then complete silence. When the video began circulating across social media, the caption alone was enough to spark national concern. "This is the raw footage. Y'all don't see. He's not okay. He's not safe." In that instant, everything changed. What had previously been brushed off as internet drama or dismissed as exaggerated fan gossip now carried a weight of undeniable truth. The footage showed more than just a child, it exposed a haunting silence that screamed louder than any headline ever could. Junior's expressionless face, his vacant eyes, and the stiff, unmoving way he sat pulled viewers into a deeper conversation, one that no longer focused on the scandals of his famous parents, but on the well-being of a child seemingly lost in plain sight. Experts did not wait long to respond. Licensed child psychologists and developmental specialists across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram began dissecting the video, offering professional insights into what they were witnessing. One widely viewed analysis highlighted Junior's flat effect, a psychological term referring to the lack of typical emotional expression. Another pointed to his total lack of response to noise or movement around him, explaining that such behavior at his age was not just delayed, was a serious red flag. His body posture, frozen and unchanging, added to the growing fears. These were not just opinions, they were clinical observations that pointed toward something deeper, possibly stemming from chronic emotional neglect or unprocessed trauma. One therapist, whose commentary quickly went viral, summarized the consensus with painful clarity: "He's not engaging with his environment. He's not reacting. These are hallmark signs of developmental trauma. He's surviving, not thriving." That single sentence shattered any remaining doubts. No longer was the narrative about clout chasing or chaotic parenting. It had become a tragic case study in what happens when a child grows up surrounded by chaos, media attention, and emotionally unstable adults. The comment sections became flooded with pleas for intervention, with strangers online expressing more concern for Junior than the very people tasked with raising him. Some called for Child Protective Services to investigate. Others blamed the industry at large for enabling a toxic cycle where fame excused harmful parenting. What was once dismissed as a viral moment became a reckoning, a wake-up call about the consequences of untreated trauma, unchecked ego, and unresolved emotional damage being passed down to an innocent child. And with each replay of that haunting footage, the same questions kept echoing. How did it get this far? Who is protecting Junior? And at what point does concern turn into accountability? But the story didn't stop with the footage. A former team member who had worked closely with Chrisean posted a thread that went viral. "I left months ago," they wrote. "The baby was never the priority. Therapy appointments were missed. Speech referrals ignored. When a doctor voiced concern, she shrugged and said, "It'll fix itself." Their final words. We begged her to take it seriously. I can't stay silent anymore. Even Blueface's family stepped into the conversation. His older brother posted a cryptic message on Instagram. We warned her. Now she's gonna learn the hard way. Then came the final blow. A Reddit user, claiming to be an insider with Child Protective Services, CPS, revealed that an emergency removal hearing had been scheduled within the next 10 days. An alarming sign that official state intervention was not just possible, but likely imminent. If this claim proves true, the course of Junior's life could change dramatically in a matter of days. He may be removed from Chrisean's custody and placed either into temporary foster care or, depending on the situation, with a trusted family member who meets the state's requirements. Meanwhile, Chrisean would not simply be able to regain custody without significant effort. She could be legally mandated to enroll in parenting classes, submit to a psychological evaluation, and agree to supervised visitation only. Any failure to meet those conditions could result in her losing full custody altogether. What began as a wave of online concern, sparked by deeply troubling footage and emotional reactions from professionals and fans alike, has now escalated into a grim legal battle. At the core of this rapidly unfolding situation is a 1-year-old child who cannot speak for himself, who cannot explain what he needs, or describe what he has seen or felt, but who can still deeply experience the fear, loneliness, and instability that often accompanies such turbulent environments. Junior never asked for any of this, not the internet fame, not the chaos of social media drama, and certainly not to be the centerpiece of a parental crisis seen by millions. All he ever truly needed was what every child deserves: love, safety, stability, and consistent care from the people responsible for his well-being. Now, with the clock ticking down toward a court date that may change his entire future, the world is left watching, wondering whether this little boy will finally receive the nurturing environment he so desperately needs, or whether he will continue to be the silent casualty of adult choices, fame-fueled negligence, and emotional dysfunction. As the internet speculates, debates, and digs deeper into the story, it is easy to lose sight of the most important piece in this puzzle: a child who is too innocent to know what is happening, but not too young to feel its weight. A popular R&B singer recently took to social media, cautiously stating they do not usually comment on parenting, but could not ignore that this baby appears to be missing something crucial. A reality TV star echoed that sentiment, expressing heartbreak and hoping someone intervenes soon. Meanwhile, Chrisean continues to insist her child is perfectly fine. But to many viewers, the signs tell a different story: an emotionally withdrawn baby and a mother visibly unraveling under growing pressure. The most alarming revelation: a source claims the baby, Junior, was supposed to undergo a neurological evaluation weeks ago, but Chrisean allegedly never showed up. No call, no cancellation, no attempt to reschedule. That single missed appointment has now become the symbol of a larger, more urgent issue. What began as gentle concern has morphed into a nationwide cry for help as the situation teeters dangerously close to becoming a full-scale crisis. Time is running out, and the warning signs are no longer subtle, they are loud, clear, and deeply concerning. Under old TikTok clips of Junior, the comments section has transformed into a collective heartbreak. Strangers now realizing the signs were always there. That blank stare wasn't nothing. One user wrote, "It was everything." Another added, "He was crying for help in silence, and we all missed it." Even YouTubers who once thrived off the chaos surrounding Chrisean Rock are publicly reckoning with their role in the narrative. One prominent creator confessed, "I made jokes, I went viral off this, and now I feel sick because I was laughing while a baby was shutting down right in front of us." What once seemed like online drama has taken a tragic turn, evolving from ridiculous to disturbing, from disturbing to dire. Now, with a court date set and a system scrambling to correct its delay, the stakes couldn't be higher. People are no longer asking what happened, but how did we let it get this far? Then, just as the internet tried to catch its breath, a new image surfaced, not leaked from Chrisean or Blueface, not shared by fan pages or gossip blogs, but from a private group chat among LA-based social workers. The photo, grainy but unmistakable, showed Junior in a pediatric hospital gown, sitting quietly on a hospital bed with an IV port wrapped in gauze. His eyes, flat and distant, seemed to confirm what many had feared. The caption attached to the image read simply, "He's finally in care. We got him out." That sentence hit the internet like a gut punch, instantly shifting the tone from speculation to solemn confirmation. Chrisean's online absence suddenly made sense. No live streams, no outbursts, no new appearances, because Child Protective Services had intervened. According to insiders, an emergency hearing was held sooner than scheduled, and Junior was removed from her custody late last night under urgent conditions. Though official details remain sealed, multiple sources close to the case confirm Junior is now under protective care. For the millions who followed this unfolding crisis, the question now lingers heavily in the air. Can the damage be undone? Or has this baby already endured too much in the spotlight meant to protect his mother's fame instead of his future?